Niggas mad, cause I'm about to bag. Never bag.
I love it.
Does anybody here oppose the Bill Cosby overturning?
Nah, they did him dirty.
Me personally, I cannot say that I was mad when I saw he was getting out of jail.
They did him dirty. I mean, the lawyer that tried it and some other lawyers I saw interviews, they said the whole thing was like it should have been thrown out. He had already made a deal. The judge didn't like the previous district attorney. It was like all kind of stuff that was just wrong.
So look, it's a little backstory. So basically, we're just talking about the procedural process here. We're not talking about the act or whatever he's being tried for. We're talking about the procedural process.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Procedures, everybody.
Thank
Procedures.
thank you for that
Process.
clarity because a lot of people they'll change the conversation.
Exactly.
The narrative of what you're trying to say and what you're trying to get across.
Procedural
Exactly.
process.
The procedural process
was unjust.
That's what I looked at the most. The other stuff doesn't bother me. I was focused on the procedural process. I was looking at the rule of law over everything, right? I saw it as, damn, they did another black man dirty. Because if you guys don't remember, flashback, right?
Mm-hmm.
During that time when Bill Cosby was getting tried, we was also screaming Free Meek Mill in the same court. They was in the same court
Philly.
district, okay, in Philly. Whatever that court district is, they was in the same courthouse. All right? They could not have two high profile black entertainers in jail at the same fucking time without them blowing the cover off what the fuck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, even though that actually did happen, because after the Meek situation got found out, it come to find out like that judge or whatever was doing like a lot of people dirty and getting paid to do people dirty.
yeah, but that's not. We're not talking about the judge.
Okay.
We're talking about Cosby.
Okay.
So when Meek got out, was the same week Cosby got put in. But nobody was talking about that because everybody was so focused. Oh, Meek Mill's out, so they had to make a decision like, okay, one of these motherfuckers has to go down. So they went with Cosby. The situation is he took a deposition for a civil suit about saying that he did those things to those girls or whatever the case, and the previous DA said that we will not try you if you do this deposition. So he did that. Now, what was fucked up about it, when that DA went out and the new one was running in, and, that's another thing that comes with, like, theories. Everybody was saying Bill Cosby was about to buy CBS. He had $300 million that he was about to buy a whole network and then, do whatever he got to do. So that was also like a theory going on. But that was his whole bid to get himself into office. He was like, you know what, I'm going to get into this position, and I'm going to try Bill Cosby, blah, blah, blah. So yes, they used that deposition against him, but they brought a whole slew of new evidence that just like
Was it still 20-year-old evidence? Though?
Yes, there was.
Yeah, you still can't use
exactly.
it.
I thought it was like 27 or something like that.
Either way, the statute of limitation is 20.
All of them were up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The last four that was about to end, that's what he did the civil suit for. Those girls got paid out, did whatever they had to do.
But sometimes celebrities, and that's what people don't realize either. Sometimes celebrities pay, but just to keep it under wraps, because they get so many lawsuits. Sometimes they actually pay and they could be innocent. Like they do that sometimes. I saw athletes do that as well. Like they're like, these lawsuits come out of the woodworks. Mm-hmm. Once you get famous, you gotta have your law team on standby, and you get in lawsuits probably once or twice a year. People you never met.
That's true.
You might have met them once. So you might have signed. They told you to sign their arm. Now they saying you assaulted them.
Right.
It could be anything. So it's like, or like, consent versus non-consent.
Right.
Like this person could have been consensual that night, but now they saying that, oh no, I felt weird about it. Mm-hmm. So now I'm gonna sue you, and you actually did have intercourse. So it's like, all right, to avoid this being a public court case, all right, you just want $50,000, they gonna pay it.
Right.
Especially if they not asking for like $50 million.
So yeah, so like even when during that whole time though, that was the peak of the Me Too movement, and everybody was getting like what's the other producer was getting shamed for touching girl Weinstein.
Well, no, but he was definitely a monster.
Oh yeah,
like, he was a fucking monster, bro. Like,
was disgusting.
That was.
They made a documentary about it.
I can't even watch that shit. That shit is probably over the top. I try not to let shit like that enter my matrix.
He was a demon.
Yeah.
Like, he was a real demon.
That's why I stopped watching horror movies.
So that's what didn't make any sense. Like, why did it take 3 years for them to like overturn that when they knew that there was a case of double jeopardy?
Well,
like,
if it's not enough uproar from the people, because at first that Me Too movement was, that was at its peak.
Yeah.
So if you got all these people saying he needs to go to jail, he needs to go to jail. So the court of public opinion said he needed to go because Me Too was at its strongest. Now it died down a lot.
People are upset, you know what I'm saying? And that's okay, they could be upset. But I was more focused on they did another black man dirty and he's free. You know what I'm saying? But like people are getting chastised like, oh, you're supporting a rapist.
Right. I feel like black,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's crazy because it's like black men are seen as guilty until proven innocent.
Exactly.
So at this point with the court of law, I mean, people should be just the way that you thought he was guilty because he got a guilty verdict. If it's overturned and they found out the evidence was no good, you should be apologizing to him.
And that's the main thing I've noticed. Like when you put that in the chat that was gonna be your topic, I literally saw maybe 2 minutes before you put that in there, somebody's comment on their story, pretty much against Bill Cosby, and then you have, I think the story after that was somebody in support. So the one thing I've always seen and noticed from the time he got put in or got charged or whatever to the time he got out this week was a divisiveness in the world, in the community. You know what I'm saying? That think how you're thinking. Another black man getting done dirty, and then another side where it's like that nigga deserves what he gets. Me personally, I cannot say that I'm mad that he's out. I really can't. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just waiting for that first interview. I'm waiting for that book. That
That's
man,
gonna be
87 years old, and he went to prison.
And
he didn't
got
go to
out.
jail. He went to prison
Right.
in
And got
Florida.
I'd be surprised if he don't sue them.
He's suing. Oh, he
Yeah,
definitely.
he got to.
Because it's double jeopardy. Like, he's got to think, like, these laws were put in place for certain reasons like that. Like, who would be like, all right, yeah, you can't get in trouble for the same thing twice, no matter what. OJ can't get tried for that murder ever again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One is like a one and done thing.
But look at the times that we living in. We living in this whole Me Too movement. So like a drug kingpin getting off, that probably wouldn't start like no crazy ass uproar like that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Not like this.
Hell yeah. So yeah, man. So Bill Cosby's free. Congratulations to his lawyer team for finally getting that situation out. You're wrong for what you did, but you know what I'm saying.
Let me ask y'all, how do y'all feel about the divisiveness like in society, like on social media? Because I've seen people post like all of these people bigging up Bill Cosby getting out, lets me know exactly who my followers are, lets me know exactly who y'all are, type shit. And
okay,
it's like, slow down.
I mean, if the court of law was overturned, and that rarely happens, I mean, that should be proof enough that there was something wrong with the process.
Exactly.
Because I mean, I'm not going. If it's already a lot of questionable cases where people went to jail for 20 years, just like what the people in New York,
the Park 5.
Yeah, so I mean that happens so many times, but people seem to just turn a blind eye to that.
It was a dude that was fucking like he was mentally challenged, right? You know what I mean? And he got arrested for some crime that he didn't commit, and they locked his ass up for like, I don't know, like fucking 30, maybe 40 years or whatever. Now he's getting millions of dollars or whatever because he was wrongfully accused. He couldn't stand up for himself because I guess he didn't have like the mental process to defend himself or whatever, or to say, hey, I didn't do this crime or whatever. You know what I mean? So now they exonerated him. They've let him free or whatever, and now he's getting like M's for it. But honestly and truly, I don't feel like no matter the amount of money, like there's no way to like pay back that time that you took from my life. You know what I mean?
And even someone who has the mental capacity can't withstand the pressure of an interrogation sometimes.
Yeah.
Because if they say, oh, yeah, you're going to get 40 if you don't say you did this.
Yeah, man.
A lot of people, that's a split decision for them.
Yeah.
You know, somebody that's true to themselves or hold it, themselves in high regard, just going to be like, nah, I'm not guilty. But, you know, when you think about your family and all of these other aspects, you might be like,
you like,
I'm
man,
guilty.
fuck it, give me the paper.
I'll take the 20 over the 40.
And that's what gets so fucked up. It's like, especially when they don't have a case against you, they'll just make you sign a plea deal. And that's why a lot of motherfuckers are on probation like shit right now. A lot of people on probation.
And that system is fucked up in itself. That whole probation system, period.
Yeah. I hope they didn't got Bill Cosby on no probation, man. That nigga needs to be in Puerto Rico on some waters, trying to figure out how to swim, and then write this book.
I'm sure there's gonna be some type of like little preliminary situation he's gonna have to adhere to.
No, he's out. No.
So he's good. Like,
bro, the case ended at 2. He was out at 2:30 in Florida.
Don just said something. You said you don't think he should travel.
Why is that?
Because of his age or like the pandemic?
You see what they did to Dr. Sebi?
Oh, get picked off.
This health guru. Yeah. You get him in Mexico because he got 10,000 on him, and then all of a sudden he died from the flu in jail, like, or after y'all custody. It's just weird.
Yeah, but that's not gonna happen to no Cosby.
I mean, who knows?
I mean, who would have thought he would have got locked up at 87?
I understand that, and they thought he was gonna die.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
They thought he was gonna die.
Niggas mad, cause I'm about to bag.